Hello and welcome to my channel 30 Books, where I talk about and to Australian writers to get you to run out, buy, borrow, read an Australian book. And speaking of Australian writers, possibly one of the hardest working poets in Melbourne, if not Australia, Alicia Sometimes.
Oh my God.
Alicia, you are the first poet I have talked to on my program.
I am so thrilled to be here with your bright, colourful personality.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Thank you. And we're here to talk about your first poetry book.
Yes, I've had
Atmospheres.
books before.
Yeah,
I've had bits and pieces everywhere. But
yeah, because I think that for someone, how many years have you been writing poetry? And also not just writing poetry, you're a spoken word poet as well.
Yeah, for quite a long time.
30 years? Since you were a child?
Since I was two.
Yes.
Since I was two. Such a long time. But yeah, and getting things down takes me a while, and I like performing. So I like the live element and just keeping something immersive and creative in the moment. So getting things down on a book took a while.
It is. There's a theme to the book. It's about space. Is it the cosmos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about how the universe works, where did we come from, where are we going, and all the bits in between. And there's a little bit of personal, there's some great women in science in there. But I'm just absolutely passionate about astrophysics, about quantum physics, and how things work. And that's mainly what I've been excited about.
But where did this love of astrophysics and the cosmos and the universe come from? When did you really when did it take hold and you thought, I could start writing poetry about this?
Well, it's really funny because early on I was writing poetry from a very young age about the world, about the cosmos, and about football, which is really funny. And it just came from early days of watching Carl Sagan's Cosmos and reading books about the universe. So I was one of those kids who wasn't perhaps reading as much fiction as I was reading non-fiction, and I was really interested in nature, the ocean, the world around us. But when I realized that space was this big entity, and it seems sexy, you know, astronomy, you think, oh, beautiful galaxies and so forth. But the more and more I looked into that, and particle physics, and how we came together and what's going on with the universe, the fact that the universe is accelerating faster than we thought it was, the fact that we don't know exactly what dark matter is that's holding us together. I think these are big things and literally by the side of my bed are books on these subjects. When
you say accelerating, what do you mean? Well, we're moving?
Well, space in every direction, and not that we're the center of the universe, because no matter where you are, space is moving away. So it's space is moving into more space, and it's accelerating. And at first people thought, well, maybe it'll grow like a balloon, and then maybe it might crunch back. But it's this unknown. It's just going, you know, what exactly dark energy is, which is what's sort of propelling the universe. What is it? And what's going to be the ultimate result? You know, stay tuned.
And how does that feed into you as a writer? I mean, I always remember like this Woody Allen movie, which, you know, I don't watch Woody Allen anymore, but when he was a kid, he was like saying, well, the universe is going to explode, and his mother whacked him and said, what business is the universe to you? It caused him such neurosis.
Yes.
What does that do for you as a writer? Or does it make you neurotic? Does it make you filled with, how does it feed into your writing, knowing all this information?
Well, the thing I love about scientists and people who study this area is that they're just so consumed with these questions, and they seem unrelated to our everyday life. But we have understood so many fundamental things about ourselves by looking outwards, and all these incredible discoveries about space, about quantum physics, particle physics, the Higgs boson, for example. So there's so many things that fundamentally are about who we are. So I think poets for centuries have been looking at nature and the cosmos and the stars and the moon and thought about these things. I'm not new to this. So incorporating it into my work is just something I feel passionate about. And research, I love the research that goes along with it, and it's never ending. There's not like a moment where we go, yep, got this sorted, we understand everything. So writing about it is just endlessly intriguing, and it's getting that balance though, because poetry is quite abstract. Some physics and you know, quantum physics concepts are abstract, so when you had abstract and then you add abstraction, it can be daunting for people. So it is making that human connection and making about curiosity and discovery and ourselves.
Do you think people like Brian Cox have helped people tap in more mainstream? I mean, it helps because he's really cute as well.
Yeah, I love Brian Cox immensely, but you know, there's so many great scientists, science communicators, and I don't know about their cuteness, but I do know their brain, and you know, listening to them, and oh my gosh, it's so amazing when someone can give you information in a digestible way, in an awe-inspiring way, and they explain the universe in terms where we get to be, again, curious and understand ourselves. I think he's amazing. So I love Brian. But there's so many great people who have delivered science in beautiful packages, and that's what the poet...
Exactly. Yeah. I was about to say, this is what poetry does. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I don't know a lot about the cosmos and the universe, but I do know about poetry, I have to say.
Yes.
I just happened to open up a poem about Margaret Olley.
Yeah.
And that's not got to do with the cosmos and the universe. So you've mixed other poems in here.
Absolutely. There's a lot of poetry about art as well in there, but it is in some ways about the universe, because it is about colour, light, the way we experience things, and I just find inspiration in music, in art, and the last line, you know, Margaret Olley resurrected it in our lounge room.
So D.H. Lawrence said, scientific knowledge killed the awe of the sun. Now, I would actually disagree with that, because I remember seeing a movie, Werner Herzog documentary, Cave of Forgotten Dreams.
Yes.
And that was all about science,
yeah.
but at the same time, it was kind of a miracle.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think that what D.H. Lawrence said, maybe in a moment, is incorrect, that we can capture with it, when in any art form, moments of the sun or moments of beauty. But that's the thing, poetry or art is just capturing this element. I mean, the actual thing itself is just incredible. So sometimes I look at, you know, the Aurora Australis or, and just think, oh yeah, okay, I can't write about that because it's just beautiful. So how do you write about something that's incredible? But forever writers have wondered that. How do you write love? You know, when you fall in love with someone, or having a crush on, you know, your dog or whatever. It's like, you know, how do you write this?
So you were talking before about some of the women in science. Jocelyn Bell Burnell.
Yes. Someone who absolutely was overlooked for a Nobel Prize, and yeah, she's still with us. She's amazing, and yeah,
this is beautiful. If we assume we've arrived, we stop searching, we stop developing.
Yeah, I think it's that thing, if we think, okay, we've solved it all, we don't have to keep going. And that's why the pursuit of scientific discovery, the pursuit of even excellence in your own art, I don't know any artist or writer who just goes, yep, got it, I'm done, there's no more to learn. We're just always learning, and I don't think it's, you can never be too old or to start writing poetry.
You looked at me when you said that. But for some reason, when you were saying that, I started thinking about sponge cakes. And these people that make these magnificent sponge cakes, and do they ever go, that recipe is perfection, don't stop it. Then they enter their cakes in. Why am I thinking of that?
No, but I think that's an amazing analogy, because you make a cake and it could be perfect at that moment. It's perfect for the mood. It's perfect moisture and deliciousness. but then you eat it and it's gone, and you've got to do it all over again. And that's like every poem. It's like everything. Just, there is no end to science. There is no end to poetry. So,
and there's no end to sponge cakes. Time for a little bit of are you ready?
Yes.
You're my first poet to answer some of these questions. It is time for the salad spinner of fear. Don't be afraid. You're not afraid of space. You can't be afraid of things. Pick a question.
I love that they're quoted. What do you think of writers?
Oh, other writers. What do you think of them as people in general? Don't say they're amazing.
They're amazing. Well, I mean, I read, you know, so much, and without writing, what kind of life would we have? I mean, whether it's non-fiction or it's manga or it's poetry, it's any kind of writing. Oh my God, where would we be without writers? So,
I should rephrase this. I think I should do, what do you think writers have to offer?
Yes.
In the modern world, maybe, or...
Well, I think a key. Sometimes it's just about a key to understanding something. It's also escapism as well, and I think that is essential in life, to have a moment of escapism. There's so much in the real world that we need to deal with, that is really important, that we need to talk about. And also it's a bridge sometimes, whether it's political or scientific or whatever, it can be a bridge to help understand. Will poets and writers save the world? Maybe not, but gosh, we're going to have fun on our way. Like, you were twirling them though. Do you ever impress yourself as a writer?
So when you're writing and you're writing your atmospheres poem, and you kind of go, ooh, that's good.
Oh,
I like that.
Do I ever get impressed by myself?
By your writing.
By my writing.
I should actually say, does your writing ever impress you? I'll reword that. That's a good one.
Not often, but sometimes when I'm just in the zone and I write it and I say, that is exactly what I wanted to say. And that is not, writers would understand this. It doesn't happen often. So yes, I've completely conveyed what I need to convey, and now I'll edit it 800 times.
One more.
Most influential book.
Oh, what has been a book it might not be the most influential, it's a big question. But what book influenced you as a writer?
Yeah, I think I might have this book in my pantry. It's Cosmos by Carl Sagan. We talked about the television series. Well, I first read the book. I was too young when the series came out. But yeah, that book was poetic. It was interesting. It was such a gateway to understanding the cosmos. And it asked more questions than it answered for me, and just made me completely fall in love with science. So, oh, sorry.
Alicia, sometimes it has been absolutely fantastic. Yes. Thanks for coming on my program.
Oh my God.
My channel.
Thank you so much.